It's that time of year again, fall, when the leaves change into beautiful colors before they detach from their branches and hit the ground. When the air is crisp and cold. When I think of fall, one word that comes to mind is the word change. How do you feel about change? And no, I'm not talking about pocket change, but that change that we are surrounded with. That change that is an inevitable part of our daily lives. The weather's changing, the environment's changing, our friends and family have things changing in their lives, our schedules are changing, our bodies are changing, our thoughts are changing. Change is inescapable in our lives. How do you cope with change? Some people resist change. The word change is like a bad word in their dictionary. But resisting change is like resisting life, is inviting suffering into your life. Snakes shed their skins a few times in their lifetime. But if they resist this process, then they can succumb to diseases and even death. Change is like a flowing river that flows downhill, and resisting it is like rowing upstream in the middle of a flood. It's almost impossible. If we resist change, we are inviting suffering into our lives. For example, when a mother gives birth to a child, the child is completely dependent on the mother to be fed, cleaned, and taken care of. But as the child gets a little older, the child can feed himself. The child starts to learn how to walk, asks questions, and gets less and less dependent on the mother. But if the mother does not let this change happen, does not let the child become more and more independent, then the child will not grow and evolve. And the mother, if she doesn't change her mindset and accept this evolving of the child, then she is going to be tied to suffering. So when a change comes your way, instead of thinking about what you're going to lose, focus on what you're going to gain. Another response to change is usually the question, why me? Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? But if you understand that ups and downs are a part of our life, if you've ever been on a roller coaster, think about what the most thrilling part of the ride is. Is it when the roller coaster is going up the ramp? No. I'm sure you all will agree that the most thrilling part of a roller coaster ride is that fall. When that dip happens, and the steeper the dip, the more the thrill, the more the excitement. And if a roller coaster has a lot of dips, then it's an enjoyable ride. Why don't we have the same attitude with life? Why don't we remind ourselves that in those falls, in those dips, is the most thrilling part of our lives, because it's those moments and those situations that shape us, that make us who we are, that help us evolve. Eckhart Tolle says, sometimes situations on the surface seem very negative, but over time you will realize that they were just creating space for something beautiful to emerge. That change was not so bad after all. And maybe later today, take some time and journal about a change that you've been through in life. And journal about how beneficial it was for you. What you thought about it when the change came into your life, but what happened in the process, and what did you gain in the end? Ups and downs are a part of life. A flat line only indicates one thing. So embrace change that comes into your life. Some individuals, and honestly enough, there is fear and worry associated with some changes that come into our life. Maybe some big changes, change in career, maybe losing your job or getting married or moving to a different country. And yes, being human, fear and worry is part of the process. But when those fear and worries come into your life, acknowledge them, recognize them, but then let them go. Don't hold on to them. Worry is like sitting in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth, but not actually getting anywhere. There was a study done in Penn State where they took a small group of people with generalized anxiety disorder. And over a period of 10 days, they asked them to write down everything that they are worrying about. And when they checked in with them a month later, they noticed that 91% of the things that they worried about didn't actually even manifest. So fear and worry is part of our innate nature, is part of our instinct. But don't hold on to that fear and that worry. Instead, let them go. Acknowledge them and let them go and take action. Do what you need to do next. Once you can let go of the fear and worry, you can embrace change, the ultimate response to change. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, says change is the only constant thing in life. So if you can nurture the understanding that you are an ever-evolving being, that's constantly evolving, every moment with every situation, every experience in life is there to help us grow and expand. Think about the time when we had typewriters. Yeah, those old things. You remember those A4 legal size papers? And then when you type up a whole letter, but if you made a slight mistake that could not be white out, you'd have to type out the whole letter all over again. But we all know with technology today, we can type up one letter and edit it a numerous amount of times to get it to what we want without retyping it over and over again. So change has done good for us. Change is always there to help us grow, is always good in the long run. C.S. Lewis gives a beautiful example about change. He said, think about an egg. If it chooses not to change, think about an egg having wings and trying to fly. It would be a pretty funny sight. Probably very difficult for it to fly or get far above the ground. So the only choice is to get hatched or go bad. We're like the eggs in the present. The choice is to hatch and fly and explore and evolve, or to go bad. The choice is ours. So change is an inevitable part of our lives. And we're constantly on a journey to evolve and expand. And the more we evolve and expand, the closer we will get to our divine nature, to our innate nature. So instead of resisting change or asking the question, why me? Or letting fear and worry hold you back, embrace change. Know that it is come for you to grow and evolve. It has come to teach you a great lesson. The leaves fall to the ground, eventually turn into compost and nutrients for the same trees it fell off of. That is like our past. Our past comes to become the lessons for us for the future, so that we can use the lessons from our past experiences and direct our journey going forward. Every change, whether it's good or bad, always has a great outcome. Always comes to bring something better into our lives. One prayer that I always turn to is the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Wisdom plays a very important role in this, because there are those people who are all about change and are constantly trying to change or constantly changing things in their lives, but have no grounding and no stability. And then there are those who are way too grounded and way too stable and are resisting change. Neither extreme is great, but to find that balance is to have wisdom, to know what are the things that you can change in your life. And this wisdom comes from connecting to your divine nature, from connecting to that truth that lies within you. So a constant, a daily meditation practice, tapping into that divine source, that divine energy that lies within you, will sharpen that eye of wisdom so that you can differentiate between what are the changes that need to be embraced and what are the things that are out of your control, that you cannot change, that you should let go. Fall has beautiful lessons for all of us. Nature has beautiful ways of teaching us so many different things. And fall teaches us to embrace change, to let it be a positive aspect in your life. So brothers and sisters, yes, some changes might be difficult to accept and embrace, but know and trust that on the other side, you will come out to be a better human being. So enjoy the fall colors, continue to meditate, stay safe. Till next time, God bless.